Anthropic just dropped Claude Opus 4.7, and if you build with AI, this is the update you don't skim. We're not talking about a polished release, we're talking about a model that finishes long jobs on the first pass, recovers from its own mistakes, and reads screenshots at three times the resolution of the last version at the exact same price as the model it replaces. Hey everyone, I am Tariq Osmani from Smart AI Workspace. In the next 10 minutes, I'm going to walk you through what actually changed, what the benchmarks say, and how we at Smart AI Workspace are already using this in live client workflows. Stick with me to the end. The agentic section is where this model stops feeling like a chatbot and starts feeling like a coworker. Anthropic shipped Opus 4.7 on April 16, 2026. It's generally available across Cloud.ai, the Anthropic API, Amazon Bedrock, Google Cloud, Vertex AI, Microsoft Foundry, and Snowflake Cortex. Same API shape, same tool use format, same streaming contract. If you're already on Opus 4.6, this is a drop-in upgrade, one environment variable, and you're on the new model. Pricing is the headline nobody expected: $5 per million input tokens, 25 per million output tokens, identical to 4.6. Every gain you're about to see costs you nothing extra. There's one new knob, a fourth effort level called X high, extra high for tasks where you want the model to spend more time reasoning before it answers. And Cloud Code now ships a Ultra review slash command that triggers deep multipass review on a diff auto mode, which was pro only, is now open to max users net read. This isn't a reset, it's a compound interest release. Same price, same surface, meaningful gains across every axis they measure. Anthropic leans hardest on coding, so let's go through the numbers with receipts. On their internal 93 task software engineering benchmark built from real messy pull request work, Opus 4.7 is 13% better than Opus 4.6 overall. More importantly, it solves four tasks that neither Opus 4.6 or Sonnet 4.6 could solve this problem at all. That's the interesting signal. It's not just faster at easy problems, it's crossing a new capability line on hard ones. On CursorBench, a harness that measures agentic coding in a real IDE, it scores 70% versus 4.6 is 58. That's a 12-point jump in one release. On Rakuten-SWE-Bench, which tests production, grade bug fix work, it resolves three times as many tasks as Opus 4.6, three times. There's a behavioral change underneath the numbers that matter more than the numbers. Opus 4.7 verifies its own outputs before it reports back. When it writes a function, it runs a mental test pass. When it claims a bug is fixed, it checks the failing case. Anthropic's own framing devises ways to verify its own outputs. Think of it as a model that has learned to look over its own shoulder. Real world proof points: Harvey, the legal AI company, measures it at 90.9% on Big Law Bench. State of the art, CodeRabbit reports over 10% improvement in code recall. One autonomous agent built a complete Rust text to speech engine from scratch, end to end at Smart AI Workspace. Our internal workflows have already moved over. We're seeing fewer retries, shorter chains, and a noticeably lower "did you actually test this" rate. Coding is the flashy metric. Agentic work is where this model changes your architecture. Three numbers you need: one, 33% fewer tool errors. When the model calls a function, the call is more likely to be valid, typed correctly, and aimed at the right target. This is the single biggest driver of agent reliability in production. 2. 14% improvement on multi-step workflows with fewer tokens. Anthropic calls it the best quality per tool call ratio. They've measured in plain English it gets more done per call, so your agent runs are shorter, cheaper, and less likely to spiral. 3. Loop resistance. If you've shipped an agent, you know the failure mode, it grabs the same file, rereads it, reasons about it, grabs it again. 4.7 is measurably better at recognizing when it's repeating itself and breaking the loop. And this is the quiet one. It's the first model Anthropic has measured to pass implicit need tests when the user asked for X, but clearly also needs Y 4.7 handles Y without being told. That last one matters for us at So. A lot of the automations we build for clients depend on the model catching the unsaid requirement. The obviously you should also update the changelog beat. Before 4.7 we coded those beats into the prompt. With 4.7 we're starting to trust the model to infer them. Here's the number that got less attention and shouldn't have. Opus 4.7 accepts images up to 2576 pixels on the long edge. That's roughly 3.75 megapixels, more than 3 times the prior limit. On a visual acuity benchmark, it scores 98.5% versus 54.5% for Opus 4.6. That's not a bump. That's a step function. What this unlocks in practice, a full resolution screenshot of your dashboard, your spreadsheet, your Figma file, a scanned contract, and engineering diagram, feed it in, and the model reads it, including small labels, days tables, and the stuff that used to get compressed into unreadability. For our workflows at Smart AI Workspace, this is the change that unblocks. Take a screenshot of the Hrefs panel and tell me what's wrong. A use case that mostly didn't work on 4.6 and mostly does on 4.7. 5 places you can run Opus 4.7 right now. 1. Claude.ai and the Claude mobile apps. Default model for Pro and Max users, selectable in the picker. 2. The Anthropic API. Model ID Claude Opus 4.7. If your code reads the model from an environment variable, you're a one-line change away. 3. Amazon Bedrock, shipped on launch day. Same pricing, same tool use format. 4. Google Cloud Vertex AI and Microsoft Foundry, also on launch day. If you're in one of those stacks for compliance, you get it there. 5. Snowflake Cortex for the data warehouse crowd. Opus 4.7 is callable inside SQL via Cortex's complete function. Inside Cloud Code, the new Halter view slash command for deep code review and auto mode is now open to Max users. Pro users already had it. Here's the Smart AI Workspace take. Opus 4.7 is the model we trust to sit behind our client facing automations, the ones where a mistake costs a meeting, a deal, or a deliverable. Better coding, fewer tool errors, and vision that actually reads a full page screenshot. Same price. We are moving our agents over this week. Our coding pipeline, our research pipeline, and our job generation pipeline is all on 4.7 by Friday. If you want the playbook, the prompts, the tool configs, and the agent patterns we're using in production, we are documenting the whole migration on the Smart AI Workspace blog. Link in the description. Primal CTA, subscribe if you build with AI and you don't want to find out about upgrades a quarter late. That's Claude Opus 4.7. Ship something with it this week.